Gotta go to work.
Oh, thank you. Just a heads up. I guess I need to post this now. I won't see that for 2 months, but thank you. If you want to support me, use my PayPal, because I won't see that until the next payment cycle, which is September. But thank you, though. That's going to be a nice bonus. That really means a lot. Thank you. Nothing to feel bad about. It's just... not really in the best headspace right now, obviously. That's really nice of you, though. Thank you. I wish they would tell people that those donations are not instant, but yeah, if you want to support me directly, PayPal's better. still get the money, though. That's nice of you. Yeah, I've had a lot of the cats I take care of have problems because they're stuck on the streets. She died of old age. Just wasn't feeling well the past few days. I need to announce the winners for the contest for this. I'll do that in the morning. I've been in a really bad state mentally. She died this afternoon. Definitely tell the people and the cats that important to you. Tell them that you love them. Because you never know when you'll get another chance. And I have really bad survivor's guilt right now because I hadn't been spending much time with her. She's been glued to my aunt lately because, you know, I have this other job I'm doing where I'm taking care of like 20 cats. I have a lot of problems with survivor's guilt and imposter syndrome and just self-loathing. I'm just a mess. I hate when people see that side of me, but I've had a lot of things happen to me that kind of caused me to have that problem. I have a lot of trust issues and abandonment anxiety. I've been mistreated in the past. Try to do my best for you guys, but just lately I just haven't been able to, and I feel really bad about that. I wanted to do more at the channel. I wanted to follow up on my projects and stuff, but I've just been so busy and just overworked and stressed. And the events of today have obviously not helped. I feel like I can't trust people. The cats have always been there for me, and it's just hard when they go. I got really upset on stream earlier, and I feel bad about it, but... It's just a lot of frustration building up.
Hunter!
I'm trying not to cry right now. Thank you. I'll announce the winners for the Streets 4 Switch copy in the morning. Right now, I just can't do it right now. It's taking everything in my power to not have another breakdown. I'll get to it in the morning. I gotta queue up all the people who entered. It won't take more than a few minutes, but I have to make the video for it. Get some sleep. Also, I'm really not fishing for donations, but I have to implore people, as much as I hate having to say this over and over, don't use Super Chat if you decide to support me, because I won't see it for 2 months. That's something that Google kind of doesn't disclose. It's actually really shady that they don't do that, but I don't want someone to drop, like, some donation bomb on me and do it that way. Because then I have to tell people that I won't see it for 2 months, and they feel bad. I don't want people to feel guilt for trying to support me. Same thing on Twitch, too. I'm kind of just trying to just grind right now. Just relax. I've been in a really terrible mental state today. I'll probably do some of this and then maybe a Mania run. That usually exhausts me enough mentally that I get some sleep. I got some good sleep last night. It just obviously wasn't prepared for my cat to die. So all that's kind of been overridden, but I had a good stream last night. I've had people drop like 30 bucks in those super chat things, and I always feel like shit, and I have to tell them I won't see it for 2 months. Because they're obviously trying to, like, help me out. At least it's not like on Twitch. It's worse on Twitch. But I don't really care about my Twitch account anymore. I think giving up on Twitch was one of the many things I've done to improve my mental health. It's just deciding to give up on it. It's not what all those fake motivational speech people will tell you to do, but I actually felt better giving up on it. Been on there longer than anybody else, and it's just been a complete failure. A lot of things I do are I work really hard, and I don't really see the fruits I deserve. That's been a big part of my depression too. Very hard work running this. I think Adam just sucks in survival. He doesn't have any of the things you need to be successful in this mode. He's lacking like all of them. Not a good survival mode character, unless I'm missing something. He seems legit terrible. In this mode, he's fine in the regular mode, obviously, but this mode you need different things to be a good character than the main mode. If you ever have insomnia, just get depressed. That'll suck all the energy out of you. That's what I deal with. Especially this past year, the pandemic and stuff. pretty good on this level, at least. It's like one thing he's got going for him in this mode. He doesn't have like a multi-hitting special, and he doesn't have a multi-hitting forward-moving blitz, and those are the things you really need in this mode. You don't have, if you're lacking like one or even all of those things, you're not a very good survival character. But that's what's kind of cool about this mode. Like Streets of Rage 3 Skate is like busted in this mode. The main game, he's like nothing special, but he's even better than Shiva in this, from what I've been understanding. This move is kind of disappointing. It's weird how this, like, it starts as a beat 'em up, but then it becomes a Muso. It's like a 2-in-1 deal. You start this, and it's like, okay, this isn't really that interesting or challenging, but then 20 levels later, you're surrounded by, like, 30 hyper-armored enemies, and, like, 2 shots of anything will kill you. I don't think this character really has what it takes to get that far consistently, though. He can't even really take advantage of the combo damage item, because he has no multi-hitting moves. You know, this Donovan... asshole. Still kicking. Yeah, Adam is not, it's not a good survival character. Let's just put it that way.
I'm hunting, and you're the prey.
It's interesting how this game is basically gonna have like 2 tier lists now. Normal gameplay and then survival mode are like 2 very different things. Like Axel,
Stone.
you know, Axel got a lot of buffs this patch, but he's still very slow. And on the harder difficulties, the enemies literally like teleport around him, and he's not really fast enough to really deal with it. But then in survival mode, he's one of the best characters because that roll that they gave him, once you get the elements on that, you just roll around in invincibility, and you just do insane damage. You kill everything. You feel like even stronger than a Muso character. he's like both sides of the spectrum. And like Shiva,
I don't need weapons. I am the weapon.
Shiva is top tier in both normal gameplay and survival. He actually is very good in both. There's a number of reasons for that. The flying kick, it has a lot of invincibility, not at the end of the animation, but enough to you can actually get through like projectiles and stuff. So that's one thing he has going for him. Also, it's a blitz, so when you have elements affixed to it, and you have the combo damage item and Bloodthirst, you can heal a lot of damage, and he brings up the combo count really high. So when he has Heat of the Battle, which is the item that scales your damage to the length of your combo, he can destroy like entire rooms right away. And then in the normal game, he's just good because he has a really good moveset, and both playstyles for him are very effective. He's a very responsive character. But then Adam here, Adam just does not have the things that you really need in this mode to be successful. He is lacking pretty much everything. The blitz is this alternate blitz is kind of decent, but it's got a lot of recovery and it only hits like twice. So a lot of the best in slot items for the other characters don't really synergize well with him. But I'm just trying to get his moves. I don't think I really mess with him in survival again after I get these moves. He's not really a fun character to play in this mode. He doesn't really have the tools. That last build I had was kind of decent, but still felt like he paled to like Shiva and Axel and Skate with that exact same build. They would have gone a lot farther than him. I haven't seen anybody playing with him. Like, the characters I've seen the least out of, like, the entire community that streams this, Probably Floyd and Adam I've seen the least. Blaze is actually really good in this mode too with her new Blitz. She kind of meets the criteria for a good survival mode character. But like Floyd and Adam, out of all the Streets 4 characters, I see them used the least out of everybody. Everybody else can at least compete. He feels like he really struggles in here. This run is already dead. I got best in slot stuff too early. I'm just gonna play this out as long as it goes. You don't want Bloodthirst this early because you don't do enough damage. Yeah, I knew Bloodthirst this early was going to be the end of the run. Problem with Bloodthirst is that purple rarity items or perks, they only spawn once. Do you have to take them? Yeah, Max is like the rare beat 'em up grappler who doesn't suck. Usually, just historically, they're like the worst characters. Usually for a number of reasons. The first is that they're slow, and the other characters do more damage and they have more utility with like way more speed. But Max has always been busted. Max has always been a really well-designed grappler. It's interesting that like Streets of Rage 2 came out like 30 years ago, almost 30 years ago. And that game they designed like the ultimate beat 'em up grappler, and like everything since, they've always been terrible. Like you're just making your things harder for yourself if you plays them. The interesting thing about Max is he's actually the fastest character. You just have to like... You have to use his Thunder Tackle. Like, he does the most damage, and he actually goes across the screen faster than even Skate. For such an old game, they seem to really grasp how to make a grappler. And make them not feel like you're just handicapping yourself. I'm glad they did him justice in this. I mean, he's pretty much always been the only beat-em-up grappler, or slow character I've ever enjoyed. But that's because he actually is not slow. He's actually the opposite. It's one example of the slowest character being the fastest. that's just because he was really intelligently designed. Everything else since then has been back to the status quo. It's usually like the fastest characters and the all-rounders are like the only ones worth using. Max doesn't need a sprint. Slow pace in this game is definitely a problem, but Max is already... He already, like, teleports across the screen. That's how Max has always been. Max is the fast, slow character, which is like an oxymoron, but somehow that's just how he's always been. He's actually even faster in this game. Because his S string comes out like twice as fast as it does in Streets 2. Combo damage on Axel is just straight downgrade. Not Axel, but Adam. He can't build combos fast. Highest level in survival mode, I got to 38 last week. But I haven't really been doing any serious attempts. I hate that grab. Stop doing it. Well, this run's over anyway. Got Mr. Y. Adam sucks in this mode. He's not at all viable. He really struggles in this mode.
Daddy's gotta go to work.
It's lacking a lot of the things you kind of need to be good in this mode. That's cool. Too bad that doesn't bounce. It's not special cancelable either. I don't know if that's better than Hao Fang. Hao Fang is like, covers a lot of distance. He's just a crappy character in this mode, though. That's mostly what the problem is. He does not really have the things you need to be good in this mode.
Get ready. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Vortex vacuum. Power slide.
You know, he might actually be good with this, but this run's already bad because I got that in the warm-up. It's just way too early to get it. You can't really build a high combo unless you have one of the good characters, the really good characters for this mode, or you're really far into the mode. Whichever one comes first. I don't think he really needs it. Just giving me all the best in slot stuff right away, huh? That's fine. I'm just trying to get his air special. I want to do a run with him next, but I want to unlock his moves first. His star is pretty skippable because it just gives him armor. It's not like an actual attack move. So hopefully I get far enough to get that. Obviously today I've been in a pretty bad mental state, so it's relaxing just grinding. Especially when you don't care about getting far, just trying to unlock stuff. That was a cool combo. I'm not really good with Max, obviously, but he's my second favorite out of all the new characters. Shiva's my favorite, obviously. Max is a pretty distant second, and then Estelle is kind of third, but Estelle's kind of growing on me too, the more I've been playing with her. How's it going? It's going a little bit better. I've had a friend of mine has been talking to me and stuff. You know, Angel was my friend ever since I first moved here, so that was 10 years ago. Anybody you know for that long, human or animal, is gonna mess with you mentally when they die. But she went peacefully. She had a good life. Very happy I had the pleasure of knowing her. Just a very kind soul. It's just a bad matchup here. I don't know if Max really has an answer for these guys at a distance.
Power slide.
What do ya? What do ya?
Power slide. 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 Power slide.
No, I should post this again because I know someone's gonna try to donate. Please do not use Super Chat. Not really fishing for donations, but don't use Super Chat if you're trying to support me, because I won't see it until the next payment cycle, which is the beginning of September. I hate that I have to say stuff like that, because it makes it sound like I'm fishing for donations, but I don't want someone to drop a fat donation and I have to tell them I won't see it for a while. Freaking Google and Amazon both do that. I'm just having fun playing tonight. This is a very fun mode to just grind in. Do I take the stars or the special? Well, there's gonna be double boss fight soon, so I'm gonna take the stars for now. Special will come back next time. Glass Cannon is the worst item in the game. Because what it essentially guarantees is that once you get to the Musou part of the game, which is past floor 20, you will get one shot instead of two shot, which at that point is basically just kissing your run goodbye. You never want to take that. I think the only real use it has is if you're just kind of trying to do what I'm doing, which is just unlock the moves. It can make the beginning go faster, because all you're really trying to do at that point is just get level completion. But for actual survival and scoring and stuff, it's a trash item. Speaking of trash items, that's all it's giving me right now. It's trash. I have a decent build. Not the best, but...
Power slide. Power slide.
Tony Jaws might end it, though.
Power slide.
Yep. Freaking Max versus Tony Jaws, like a 10-0 matchup. That's okay, I got the move, that's all I wanted. Let's try this out.
You've gotta be kidding me.
Yes, you keep it.
Yeah. Power slide. Yeah. Thunder strike. Thunder attack. Power slide. Yeah. Power slide. Thunder slap.
I got most of the good stuff. A lot of the other stuff I don't really care to get. Floyd, I just don't like playing as at all. I'm not really interested in playing as him. Still kind of up in the air if Floyd is viable with the new moves. He's a pretty bad survival mode character, but nobody's really done testing to see if he's any good in the normal mode with the new moves. He has the potential to be good. He kind of has like a different playstyle, but the thing about this game is speedrunning it and stuff. You have to optimize the boss combos and stuff, and nobody's really had time. Alright, well, I'm not sure what to do now. That's kind of all I really had planned. I was just doing this. Oh. I'm very emotionally drained right now, obviously. I'm sure you can probably hear it in my voice, but I'm not really all there mentally right now. Let's do some story mode, Max, because I don't know if I have the energy for a full run right now. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. Give him a shot with his new moves. Like, probably continue this later. I don't feel like doing a full run.
Thunder tackle. Power slide. Thunder strike. Power slide. Yeah. Power slide. Power slide. Vortex vacuum. slide. Power slide. Yeah. Power slide.
Yes, have you ever played as Rue before? Yes.
Power slide.
He does not have sprite sheets for picking up the weapon. That's why he does not have them. Retro characters are limited by their sprite sheets. Which is why even if Ash was not a blatantly homophobic character, they would not have put him in this game anyway, because he does not have a large enough sprite sheet to be interesting to play. They're like almost 30-year-old sprites. There's not really a whole lot that can be done with them. It's actually crazy how much they have done with them, considering the limitations they have. Don't blame Guard Crush, blame people who made the sprite back in 1994. He does not have animations for those things. That's why the Streets of Rage 1 characters got one new move. Their sprite sheets are too small. There's not a whole lot you can do about that unless you do new animation frames, which for an old-ass sprite like that is a massive undertaking and not worth it. It will legit be easier for them to just add Rue as a full-fledged Streets 4 character. You know, the whole thing about Shiva not being able to pick up weapons in this game is... it's because of his... you know, he never had the animations for that before, because he was never really a full-fledged character. In 3, he was kind of like a bonus character that you could play. So, he just never had sprites for doing that kind of thing. But in this game, they made it like a whole character trait kind of thing. Rue was also not a fully fledged character either. He was a secret you could get if you saved him from the clown.
Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Yeah. Power slide. Power slide. Yeah. Thunder tackle. Yeah. Power slide.
Hello.
Power slide. Yeah. Thunder tackle. Power slide.
The amount that they've done with those old-ass sprites is very impressive, but
Power slide.
definitely bothers me when people complain about
Power slide.
their moves and stuff. It's like, well... have you ever tried to add new things to a 30-year-old sprite? It's not easy.
Thunder tackle. Thunder tackle. Thunder strike. Thunder strike. Power slide. Thunder strike. Power slide. Thunder strike. Power slide. Thunder strike.
Oh, hey, thank you for the donation, Jewel Maru. Thank you. Thank you, yeah. It's nice of you. Thank you. I'm in a better mental state than I was earlier. I spent some time with the cats at my neighbor's house tonight at work, and they could tell something was wrong. They were very, very clingy and supportive. Groupie came in. She came in around 8. She hung out with me. She's always a pleasure to be around. It'll take time to heal, like everything else. I think I'll be okay.
Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Thunder tackle.
Oh man, Chris, I just saw your message. I'm sorry. Yeah, life can really combo you sometimes. I'm definitely getting comboed pretty hard by life, but
Power slide.
just remember there's people who care about you.
Power slide.
I can't speak for the ex, but I can speak for your dog. Your dog would not want you to beat yourself up over her dying.
Power slide.
Him or her, I don't know what gender your dog was, but they would not want you to beat yourself up over them dying, and my cat wouldn't have wanted that either.
Power slide. Power slide.
That's something I've kind of had to learn. I've been working on reducing my self-loathing, which is something I've struggled with for a long time.
Thunder strike. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide.
I went through the same thing when my grandpa and my aunt died. Had a lot of survivor's guilt and stuff. My aunt had a very difficult life.
Power slide.
Lots of mental and physical problems, and just
Power slide.
in and out of hospitals and stuff, and being mistreated. I had a lot of survivor's guilt when she died to Corona last year, but you know, she wouldn't have wanted me to feel that way.
Power slide.
Times when the
Power slide.
people or animals that we care about leave us, you have to remember that they would not want you to
Power slide.
you know, beat yourself up over it. They would want you to be able to move on and
Power slide.
still enjoy the things you enjoy. Do whatever you need to do to heal. Like for me, that's playing this right now. I'm having fun just playing this with no real objective. Games like this are very therapeutic. They always have been, especially when you get good at them.
Power slide. 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 Thunder tackle. Thunder tackle. Thunder strike. Power slide. Power slide. Thunder tackle.
It really bothers me when people from other countries that don't speak English, they feel like their English is bad. Your English is fine. Trust me, there are people that only speak English that they can barely speak English. And they also can't speak more than one language either, so you need to stop saying that. I've never misunderstood you when you're in here just because you don't speak English natively. Believe me, after doing this for 15 years, I've seen I've seen plenty of people who only speak English, and their comments that I get on here, like, both feel like they're written and thought of by, like, Neanderthals, so... Your English is fine. It's a shame that there's such a stigma when you speak English as a second language. It's like, most of the people that do that, they're fucking smart, because the average person can't speak more than one language. Yeah, you wouldn't believe the stupidity I get thrown at me for being a YouTuber. Stupid people and assholes, both of them. There's some really dumb people on this site.
Power slide. Power slide. Power. Power. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide.
Classic one is when people talk in very broken English, really bad chat speak, and they tell me that I suck at the game and that they're better. And then I click on their channel and there's no proof of them doing anything, let alone being good at whatever game I was playing. At that point, I'm just like, fuck off. I never said I was the best at anything I play. I'm definitely better than the average person at all the stuff I play. Some things I definitely am at a very high level, but I hate when people put words in my mouth. That's something I still get to this day. I got one of those comments yesterday. It's like, oh, you're an amateur. I'm like, well, where's the video of you doing better? Fuck off. Sorry your dick is so small that you need to seek validation by being good at a video game. Especially from somebody who never even said they were the best. Yes, I take time to practice and, like, get good at the games and stuff, but... At least it's a lot harder for people to do that now that the consoles have recording. People can't really get away with that excuse anymore. If you're capable of playing any modern game, you can record at least 30 seconds of you actually playing the game. It's one thing I'm thankful for last generation of consoles was I see less stupid comments like that. Because people are at least smart enough to realize that, like, there's a button on the controller that records the gameplay for you instantly. Well, less of the dickwads saying they're the god gamers and stuff. But when I started this channel, it was a lot harder to do it. And people would always have bullshit excuses like, oh, my camera doesn't work. It's like, well, if you can't record yourself playing, that's fine. But don't don't go around doing a dick waving contest to say that you're the best if you don't have the ability to back it up at all. Fucking Donovan.
Power slide. Yeah. Power slide. Power slide. Yeah.
Remember, I got one of those on my my Sengoku 3 guide. It's like, man, when I play this, I'm so much better than you. I'm like, well, then where's your video? Shut the fuck up. Buy a capture card and show yourself.
Power slide. Power slide.
You definitely put up with a lot of stupid stuff when you're a content creator.
Power slide.
But when you're a gaming content creator, you get all the try-hard chads that need to tell you that they're the best thing out there. You need to act like they're big dicks when they're actually small dicks. I had a bunch of small dicks in here earlier. Someone said they were glad my cat died. I just told them, I'm sorry, your dick is small.
Power slide.
That's all that needs to be said, really. People who say things like that don't have any empathy for people. They don't have large dicks, that's for sure.
Power slide. Thunder tackle. Thunder tackle. Thunder tackle. Yeah. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide.
Those back attack sucks.
Power slide. Yeah.
Anything showing remotely high-level gameplay, you're always going to get those kind of people.
Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Power. Power slide. Thunder tackle. Thunder strike. Thunder tackle. Power slide. Power slide.
I used to let those people really get to me, but I just realized they all have small dicks. And that I can just hide them. I used to humor those people, but it was legit toxic for me to do it. when you get a following on this site, you kind of just have to realize that, yes, you can probably body these people verbally, but it's not worth it. Most people are just looking for a reaction. They really don't have any value or merit in their lives, so they have to antagonize people on the internet. It really is better to just block them. You know, in real life, generally you have to, like, actually listen to what someone's saying and try to accept criticism and stuff, but when it's just random nobodies on the internet, you really are just better off just blocking them. It got a lot easier for me to do this once I started doing that. Oh, speaking of which, I need to, you know what, I'm gonna take a quick break here. And I'm gonna queue up all the entries for that contest. That was a good reminder. Let me do that right now. And I'm gonna make the video for that as soon as I'm done streaming, which is probably gonna be in a little bit. I need to get around to that right now. Alright, just give me a second here. Got a lot of entries from like 3 different places, so I need to remember to do that. No, I'll draw the winner in a video. I don't want to do it on here because then well, not that many people watch my streams. Alright, let's do this the easy way. I was gonna do it today anyway, I just, you know, my cat died and stuff, so kinda really didn't feel like doing a lot of work on this. Alright. I had one person that couldn't even follow the rules on how to enter. So, they are disqualified. I didn't ask for much, folks. I didn't ask anybody to donate. Didn't have to follow me or retweet or anything. There's always one person. There's always one person. I make my giveaways very fair. I don't require anybody to spend money or pimp out my channel or anything. And, like, some people can't even follow the basic rules. It's like, alright, well, that's your loss. I'm not asking for a lot here. There are plenty of creators out there that would force you to donate or subscribe to them or something. And I don't believe in doing any of that, so... I hate having to disqualify them, but it's not fair to make them eligible when everybody else is actually following the very simple and fair rules. Alright, I got everybody in the list here, so I will draw the winner later. Yeah, the person just asked if it was on the Switch. It's like, what? Did you even watch the video? Like, I specifically said it's not available on Switch right now, which is why I'm doing the giveaway, so that people can play it while they wait, and also get the full game if they don't have it. You didn't even watch the video! It's a 4-minute video! Jeez, man. Like, I'm not asking for a lot here. Like, come on. Yeah, I don't like to be a dick and disqualify people, but at the same time I'm not asking for much. I didn't ask anybody to subscribe to me or donate to enter because that's not fair. I always make sure my giveaways are free and eligible for everybody, regardless of where they live or, you know, whether they're not able to support me financially. And people can't follow basic rules, which just basically amounts to typing out like 2 sentences. Then I don't see a reason to honor them. That's a lot less than most corporations ask you to do for a giveaway. They want to get to your mailing list and get your phone number and all this other shit. I'm just like, just type, why did you subscribe to me? That's all I asked. I think that's a pretty fair entry condition.
Power slide.
There actually was a time on Twitch where people actually were forcing you to pay for raffles to get giveaways and stuff, and Twitch had to step in because it's technically illegal to do that. But people at the time were making a ton of money off that. From what I understand, it's illegal. I've just never really wanted to do something like that. Because I don't like gatekeeping. I don't like gatekeeping shit that I got for, like, nothing. And forcing people to pay for it. That's not going to sit well on my conscience. So, I always keep my giveaways simple and fair. I mean, in this case, I actually did get it for free. I got the key for free. What happened was they gave me the key. They gave me the key for the DLC, and then the PR person gave me the base game too, and I told them, like, can you give that key to someone else? Because I own a physical copy of this on the Switch. So I just redeemed the DLC key, and then I unboxed my physical copy. I didn't want to waste that. And I was like, I don't want to waste it. Can you give it to somebody else? They're like, no, just give it away, and we'll give you another DLC key. So I paid nothing for it. So it really bothers me when people can't follow simple instructions.
Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Yeah. Yeah. Power slide. Yeah. Thunder tackle. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Yeah. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Thunder tackle. Thunder tackle. Yeah. Thunder tackle. Yeah. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide.
Yeah, I wonder how long that Pokemon Unite game will last.
Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide. Power slide.
The thing about a game like that, though, is that it's a free-to-play game, so
Power slide. Power slide.
depends on what their criteria is. If Nintendo's got like some kind of criteria for them, how they can, you know, how much they need to make before they lose the license and stuff, or like what agreement they signed on when they made the game. Because some stuff just has like a lot of that license stuff just has like straight up expiration dates. Like they signed to be able to use the license for like a couple years, and then like that's it. They can't do anything else with it. Good example is Capcom and Marvel. You know, there was a good like 9 years where you couldn't buy Marvel 2. You couldn't buy it legally anywhere because they lost the license like immediately after that game came out. You know, they only had the license for a couple years, and that was kind of when Capcom lost the license. That was like around the beginning. A couple years later, they started doing the Avengers movies and stuff, and you know, they didn't need to Didn't need to work with Japanese developers anymore to make money. It was a really long time where you couldn't buy any of those games at all. Right now, it's kind of in the same spot, actually, because Marvel 2 is the only way to buy that legally. Actually, no, it got delisted. It got delisted. Uh, all the Capcom Marvel games got delisted except for Marvel Infinite and Marvel 3. Marvel 3 actually did get delisted too, but when they got the license back for Marvel Infinite, they put it back up and they put it on PC, which is nice. So that game is like actually preserved now. I don't know. I would be wary of playing any online Pokemon game pretty much. The only one that's had any lifespan has been Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go's been around for what, like 5 years now? That game came out like 2016 and still going. But like a MOBA, a MOBA is a lot harder to keep going. You know, Pokemon Go is mostly single player from what I understand. And a lot of it's just, you walk around in the real world and you get Pokemon and stuff, and that doesn't really require an active player base. But, with a MOBA is a lot like a battle royale where if you don't have enough people playing it, the game ceases to function, which, that will kill the game right there. I mean, what else can really be said at that point? I haven't really looked into it though, so I don't like MOBAs, so I don't really care personally, but it's not surprising that it would be that way. Uh, you want to look at something right here? You want to look at something that's really depressing and eye-opening? Streets 4 came out closer to a year and a half ago, right? The DLC just came out, and they have over 1,100 players, which for what's predominantly a single-player game and something that's old in video game years these days, video games become ancient after like 2 weeks, at least by the way that the internet goes these days. This has over 1,000 people playing, which for something where you can only match with 2 people online, that's a lot of people playing. That means that if you go online, you can probably get a game pretty quickly. And then if I click back once, you look at Avengers. Avengers probably costs like 100 times the budget or more. It's got under 500 people playing. And this was supposed to be a big, massive AAA service game. Streets of Rage 4 has over double the concurrent players that Marvel Avengers, the biggest IP in the world, has right now. That doesn't tell you these guys fucked up. I don't know what does. I actually subscribed to the Reddit for that game in case they like ever make it good enough to like reinstall it. And they're adding a raid. They're adding a raid on Tuesday, but the loot still sucks. So it's like, why would I sacrifice 80 gigs on my NVMe drive to play that game again? It's mind-boggling how bad the loot is in that game. They expect people to buy like $15 skins, but there's nothing to grind for. The loot is just awful in that game. Out of all the like service games I played with loot mechanics, that game has the worst loot. It's baffling how bad it is. And then they went out and said like, "Oh, we're not going to do loot 2.0. We're going to do it incrementally." It's like, "No, you need to fix it like you needed to fix it like 8 months ago." When your whole monetization revolves around cosmetics, you need to keep people playing, and if there's no good loot, people won't play. I mean, look at like Dungeon Fighter Online. That game's been around for like 16 years. The RNG in that game sucks, but the loot is good. And you can make crazy builds and stuff, and people will literally bang their head against the wall, grinding out really shitty RNG because the loot is actually good. Like they understood that like 15 years ago, and Avengers, people making Avengers just seem to really don't understand that at all. I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's like you guys should have just let Capcom still have the license and let them make that game. That shit probably would have been fixed within like the first 2 months. Probably and people who make the decisions for Marvel games are probably thinking about that right now. It's like, yeah, we should just scrap that Avengers game and just like make another one. Make like an X-Men game with like Capcom or like Platinum behind it. I think ideally for Japanese devs it would be Capcom because they have a lot of experience with Monster Hunter. You know, Monster Hunter has the really expansive loot and all the character builds and the ways that you can play and stuff. All they would really have to do is just kind of take like DMC combat, but then like have service game stuff and loot that makes people actually want to keep playing. I bought that game for $30. I played it for like 70 hours. I mean, that's not really that much, but I felt like I had my fill at that point, especially at launch too. At launch, that game was an embarrassment. The crashes and the PC port like barely worked, and you would get soft locked and crash all the time. Avengers is just like it. I just don't understand how that game exists the way it is. I really don't. Well, actually, no. I understand exactly why it's the way it is. It's because they got a studio known for making really great single player games like the Tomb Raider games and stuff. They got them to do a service game, which is obviously a recipe for disaster. It's taken them a really long time to update, and they haven't really been updating the right things. You can't expect people to stick around and buy like $14 skins every month if you don't have content coming and you don't have good loot. If the loot sucks, then the gameplay loop is broken at its core. That's like what if like Borderlands 3 had shit loot? Would anybody play that game? No. They would beat the campaign and then uninstall it. The reason why people can dump like so much time into Borderlands games and stuff is because they have really cool loot and builds and stuff to grind for. I don't know much about the meta of Borderlands, but I do know that there were like at least at one point it wasn't just one build that everybody ran. There was a lot of stuff that you could grind for and strive for if you wanted to, play the game the way you wanted. It's a shame. I was actually kind of cautiously optimistic about it. I've always wanted like a character action service game. That's like right up my alley, but those guys really dropped the ball. I don't really think they can recover at this point. I'm surprised Disney hasn't pulled the plug. I wouldn't be surprised if they do after Black Panther comes out. If they're just gonna like quietly sunset the game, it can't possibly be making any money. So, a number of reasons for that. The first is there's not that many people playing. The second is that they committed to only doing cosmetics for monetization, which, as much as people claim to hate pay-to-win stuff, people don't really like paying for skins either. At least not in service games and stuff like Fortnite and like Counter-Strike and stuff. People will pay for it, but in like an actual service game with like character progression and stuff, people actually do want to pay for advantages. They want time savers and stuff. 3 weeks of play, yeah, that's pretty bad. I have like half the roster on that Knights of Valor game, and I've only been playing for 2 weeks. I have like half of the roster, and some of them can't even be obtained right now because they're event only. I got like half the cast today. It wasn't for free, obviously. I did spend some money on the game, but The game has been very generous. The pity system is actually quite nice too. I'm seeing if I feel like playing something else, but I think I'm actually just gonna take my meds and get some rest. And I need to make the video for the winner of the contest too, so I'm gonna do that right after I sign off. I think I will play like one more game tonight, but that's gonna be it for today. I'm very drained from everything. I cried a lot today, and I had a bad headache, and yeah, I don't want to push myself right now. Yeah. In terms of streams later today, uh, probably some Pinnacle of Combat later. Um, maybe some Punishing Gray Raven. Samurai Warriors 5 is in a couple days. I did get a key for that on PC, but uh, videos for that I can't do for another couple days. But honestly, that game is so shallow. I don't really have anything else to really cover on it. Um, Mostly, I'm just gonna mess with mods for it in the event that the next batch of DLC actually adds some stuff to the game. Then I'll probably mess with that. Otherwise, I'm not really gonna be doing much with it. Samurai Warriors 5 was very disappointing. It wasn't really didn't feel like a good reboot. I wouldn't call it half-assed. The game is not half-assed at all. It's just it suffers from obviously having a shoestring budget and a short development cycle. Very lacking in replay value. It's 1:20 a.m. right now over here in California. I'm on the west coast of America, which is the Pacific time zone. Yeah, I didn't hate playing it, but I hated playing it as a content creator. It's a really, really shitty game to, like, make content for, because there's just so much story. There's so much story, and it, like, never ends, and you need to basically do everything in the game to make endgame stuff. But now that I've got all that done, I'll probably enjoy it a little bit more. Alright, let me see who's on. I think I'm just gonna get some rest. It's been a very draining day, obviously. Yeah, playing Samurai Warriors 5 casually is not bad. It's not a bad game at all. It's just when you're trying to make content for it as fast as possible, it was agonizing to play because the story just went on and on and on, and you're stuck with the same two movesets for the vast majority of it. And it was really grating to get through. If you're not trying to get through it all at once and you're not trying to make content for it, it's probably less annoying, but I feel like it will still grate on you because it reminds me a lot of Berserk Musou, which had the exact same problem. Berserk Musou is not a bad game, but it was not the best franchise to make a Musou out of because there aren't that many people that actually fight. So like 80 to 90% of it. That's not an exaggeration either. Probably the lowest percentage of time that you don't play as Guts in that game in the story is like 25%. And it took me like 15 hours to finish that. It was just torture. And I wasn't playing that game for the channel too. Like I got that game like 3 4 years after it came out. So obviously like any kind of benefit for me playing it was gone. I played through it casually, and it felt agonizing to get through because you were stuck with one moveset the whole time. Samurai Warriors 5 is twice as bad in that regard because you have two factors. The first is that there's two really long story modes, and in both of them, the only character you can consistently rely on to be playable is, Nobunaga and Mitsuhide. Everybody else, it's really up in the air if they're actually playable or not. And I made the mistake of playing as a bunch of other characters, and then they would just rage quit for half the game. So, if you're the kind of person, the average gamer that like only plays as the protagonist and stuff, it may not bother you that much. But somebody like me who I like to deviate from the protagonist and play at least a decent chunk of the roster in games with multiple characters, it will really, really get on your nerves. However, like I said, if you're not a content creator, which most of you are not, then you'll be able to space it out more. You won't try to get through the game, as fast as I did. Samurai Warriors 5 is definitely one of the worst games I played for like content creation purposes. Because by the time I unlocked everything, I was already tired of the game. I had already really seen everything it had to offer. And the fact that it only has like 15 movesets and not all of them are even that good really makes the game kind of lose its luster fast. But I don't want to deter anyone from buying it. It's a pretty high quality game. It's just, if you're looking for the kind of Musou you can sink like over 100 hours into, that game is not going to be it for you. You will run out of things to do really damn fast. It's not the kind of game you can sink a ton of time into. Which is fine for some people. It's a very story-oriented game. You could definitely finish the campaigns and feel like you're done with it. But if you like Musou for the combat and the grind, it doesn't really offer that much. Anyway, I think I'm done for now. If I'm up for it, I will probably do more of the same games as I did today. Knights of Valor, some Pinnacle of Combat, some Punishing Grey Raven, and Streets 4. Because I'm enjoying playing all those games, they don't piss me off. Anything that has a chance of me getting heated right now is not something I should be playing. So, most likely I'm just going to rotate through those for the rest of the month. And, yeah, we'll go from there. Next month looks pretty barren for game releases, so it's probably just going to be more of the same around here. But I've got a little backlog I've been saving up. Next month, I want to do East 9 and Destiny Remake before Arise comes out. Oh, that's not going to please everybody, but I work with what I have, and I work on a very low budget. I make like nothing doing this, so I have to work within my limitations. Luckily, I've got some stuff backlogged that'll take some time to get through. I'm like halfway through East 9. And once I get all the Streets 4 out of my system, I'll probably be going back to that later this week. Thanks for watching. Thanks to all the support. I know people really want to help and stuff. And just watching my stuff really helps a lot. Like this month financially, I've made like more ad revenue this month than ever, pretty much. This is going to be my most successful month in a long time because it's the summer, and I've had a lot of good success with the Streets 4 content. So in August, not August, but September, when I see the money from July, it's a number of things I could do. I could try to get an Xbox Series S, which I might want to do, just so I have something to play modern games on, or I might try to get that new phone. I haven't really decided yet, but yeah, in September I might be able to actually do that, thanks to you guys. And that's nothing to do with donations either. That's just you guys watching my stuff, so thanks for that. I know people feel shitty, they can't donate, especially during times like this where I'm so mentally broken, but just watching my stuff does help. I'll catch you guys later.